What's your financial goal?
You want more money? Turn what you know into dough. Start hanging out with the people who have it. You create wealth on your own terms. It is not only your rights, but your duty to build wealth.
You are fiscally fabulous.
It's time to enjoy your legacy.
You're listening to Fiscally Fabulous with Dr. Teresa R. Martin, Esquire, a podcast that aims to provide you with the tools, guidance, and encouragement you need to build your wealth, enjoy your wealth, and leave a lasting legacy. Dr. Martin is an accomplished attorney, speaker, business consultant, and real estate strategist, an all-around self-made success who provides highly sought-after expert consulting in the creation, growth, and maintenance of generational wealth.
The average FICO score is 703. The average Vantage score is 680. Where do you stand? Welcome to Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle with Dr. Teresa Martin. This is Dr. Teresa Martin, and today we have such a special guest because we are talking to Coach William Moore of Generational Wealth Zone, the business development and credit expert. We'll be right back.
For many women entrepreneurs, the struggle is real. We arose becoming stronger with every fight. Wealth is what we built from that together. A wealth of resources, a wealth of knowledge, and a wealth of powerful businesswomen. When you are ready to achieve financial freedom and become fiscally fabulous, call. It will not be wealth that empowered your success. It will be this call. EnjoyYourLegacy.com, 646-437-7139.
Welcome back to Fiscally Lifestyle with Dr. Teresa Martin. Today we have our special guest, Coach William Moore, who is a business credit expert and personal credit expert. And not only that, since we are talking about Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle, he's also my husband. So, hi, husband.
Well, hello, wife. So glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited because now the audience gets to see what I get to have every single day. Well, not every day, but I'm just saying.
But you're so fortunate. Oh, my goodness. I'm feeling so happy for you, really.
Anyway, I want you to talk to us about, FICO. We know the national average of FICO is 703.
Right.
Tell the audience how you actually got started in credit.
And that's amazing because I'm the person you would never thought to get into a business like this. I was in the United States Army. I was a major getting ready to go to war. I was in line for promotion. And I found out because of my credit score, I couldn't get promoted. I said, what's the correlation? I've been doing the job. I'm in a colonel slot. Let's make this happen. But then I found out how my score really affected everything. And that just kind of got me thinking about making some changes in my life. But the one thing that really got me involved, I went to a presentation. The presenter says, I can look at your light bill and tell you what your credit score is. I was like, what's the correlation? All that. I said, okay, you know what? You get messed up now. I'm from Brooklyn. So, okay. What he didn't know is I had my light bill on. I said, here you go. He looked at it. He looked at me. He says, your score is anywhere between a 450 and a 515. And at that time, I'm embarrassed to say, I was a 475. And then I said, oh, my goodness. And I just really started seeing a correlation. Then I said to myself, I got to start making some changes because I really knew nothing about credit. And then that's when I just started getting started. I worked with a company. They kind of trained me and mentored me, and I worked with them for a while. And then I started working and training with others. I said to myself, you know what? I've been working with thousands of people. I need to be a coach. And the reason why I started with the coach is because somebody called my name. They said, hey, coach, so-and-so, so-and-so. And I looked at him. I thought, well, I guess so. I guess I am a coach. And that's how it all started.
I think it's funny when people, as a foreclosure attorney, right, bankruptcy attorney, credit specialist, and you tell people, okay, you had a 475. Well, after 9/11, I had a 437. I couldn't go to the bank to get money without a gun. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
so I had to deal with something too and some challenges too, but that was all because everything stopped. Okay. When the planes hit the building, everything stopped for me, right? So that whole thing, so I became a foreclosure defense attorney by necessity because they were trying to take my house, right? So I was a corporate attorney before that. So my whole thing is people need to understand about their personal credit. And it's not, I'm just going to say, it's no shame in your game. If you
it is what it is.
A 300, or, I think that's the lowest you can have, but a 300 or a 437 like I was, or a 475 where you are, take where you are, learn about how you can improve, and just take it from there. Because you always say, what? The your EIN, your Social Security is how they find you, but
And your credit score is how they define you.
I love it.
And, why be defined off wrong information? But you're absolutely right. The ranges are from 300 to 850. The difference between fair and good is 1 point. 1 point can be the difference for so many people. But the reason why people don't deal with it, they don't understand it, they don't see how it relates to them, it doesn't really affect their everyday life. And that's one of the things that I really had to understand and learn is what I teach. Your credit score affects your everyday life. I mean, how much money you can spend at groceries, what you're budgeted for, anything that you want to do in your social life. Your credit dictates that. And people say, well, no, that's not necessarily true. I says, yes, it is true. Yeah. And the reason why it's true only because if you don't have as much money to do the things you want to do, you're probably overpaying on the things you already have. Your cell phone, your light bill, your gas bill. All these things you're probably overpaying because you don't know the correlation. You don't think about it. And for me, I always took like a blue collar lunch pail approach to things. Put my hard hat on. Let's get to work. Because I'm not trying to just get you a house. No, I'm not just trying to get you a car. I'm trying to make sure that you understand how to leverage yourself on your everyday life. Because for myself, my salaries never went up for my job. But because I started saving more money, and why? Because when I improved my credit profile, I can now renegotiate with my insurance. I can now go to my car loan. I can go to my credit cards. I can go to my cell phone companies and renegotiate. And guess what? The monies I was saving per month, that added up. I said, wow, I'm saving more money. What's going on here? Well, what was going on is I was more aware. And I said to myself, if I'm aware, there are millions of people out there. Because I promise you, Major Moore, United States Army, my ego was up here. But I got a reality check. And there are a lot of people out there who are afraid to get that reality check. So no matter where you are right now, this is where you're at. Okay, now let's get you to where you need to be.
And that's so important when we're talking about just finances in general. I always say it's hard for me to talk about finances, talk about credit and things of that sort because no one wants to talk about it. I feel like I'm a financial mistress. You know what I mean? I get off the stage, everybody's like, oh, I know that. I know that.
Right.
And when I'm in the parking lot,
exactly.
You got a car.
You
like
too?
A secret. They gotta hide me in the closet, and then they gotta talk to me about, And so the whole thing is, I want you to know that empowering yourself to work on your credit, that's the sexiest thing that you can be. Right. A fiscally fabulous woman is a woman who is great in finances, great in business, great in real estate, and great in her household, whatever that means. Right. So all I'm saying is that's where we're actually going. Okay. That's how we're growing. So I'm really happy that you're here, to sit across from me on the set because men don't sit in these seats.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And it's important that I do have that male perspective because I come and I talk, we talk on women and things of that sort. But you as my husband, you know how important this is to me.
Exactly.
So I am really excited that.
And it's funny you say that because 87% of my customer base are women. The men just don't want to have these type of conversations. It's almost like getting therapy. We just don't go and get therapy. We just deal with it. This ain't the time right now to start dealing with it because there are things that are out there working against us.
And we definitely want to finish that because this is important. So we will be right back to continue this conversation with Coach William Moore.
Jade here hired an online freelancer to help her file her LLC. What she did not know was that she had to file her quarterly taxes, where to find her registered agent, or even why she needs one. If only someone had told her about the law offices of Teresa R. Martin, PC. Teresa and her team of exceptional quality professionals make it their business to establish great business. Let's schedule a call to make sure you are operating within the law. martinlegal.com.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle with Dr. Teresa Martin, and we are going to continue our conversation with the lifestyle choices of personal credit. So, Coach Moore, my husband.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about when you said about the credit and, men and, all of that jazz. Let's pick up from there. What were you meaning by that?
Basically, men are embarrassed from the fact that, their credit may be in that type of situation, decisions they may have made before, which is cool. But now when you start talking about dating or even getting married and all that, I've been married before, as you're well aware. And the person who I was with, her credit was terrible and my credit was terrible. But she was looking upon me to be the head of the household. So I had to start making some changes. And so when I started making them changes, I recognized that, these are things I'm doing wrong. In today's society, Where before, when you and I were dating, or even back in the day, you didn't ask things on your credit report, and you don't have those type of conversations. Yeah, well, you were a little different, because when I met you, you had your little laptop there. I'm talking to you, and you're looking me up. So I said, yeah, well, I live at so-and-so. Yeah, okay, that checks out. And my credit score is so-and-so. Yeah, okay, yeah, that checks out.
And you know that's right.
Hey.
And you know that's right. What does the asset say?
Well, most people don't have a type of access.
Okay.
But however, these are the type of conversations that people need to have, that couples need to have. Maybe the person they're talking to may have some knowledge that can actually help that person. It's never an embarrassment to reach out and get help. And more men really have to do that, okay? Because there are some changes that are coming. Most people don't even know what FICO is. We don't even know what system we're. Right now, we're like on FICO 8. Do you know that in this year, we're going to be going to FICO 10?
FICO 10, yes.
And FICO 10 is no joke, because they're now looking at behaviors. They want to know that, what was your thought process when you were doing certain things. There's going to be a 24-month look-back period. Now, I'm sorry, maybe it's me, but we can agree. We didn't have the situation we have right now 24 months ago. Maybe it was all good 24 months ago, but now it's not like that anymore. But that's not what they're looking at, because Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, which are the 3 CRAs that have nothing to do with the government, the key with that is, if anybody lists anything in your credit report, they don't care what your situation is. They don't care that you've had bad times. When they see it in a report, they're going to be acting suit. So we want people to really understand that, okay, and get this information now. Somebody always asked me, they said, Coach Moore, if you had 3 hours to cut down an oak tree, what would you do? I said, I'd spend about 2.5 hours sharpening up that axe, and then a half hour I can just cut that baby down. Well, it's the same thing. While we're going through this right now, sharpen your axe, get the information, understand the information, then learn how to apply it. That's been my biggest issue. We have commercialized credit. Yes. You can get it anywhere, okay? But the whole thing is, you're not teaching me how to use it. What does that mean?
Credit is an asset.
And people don't understand that. They don't understand how to leverage themselves. Once I started learning and I started recognizing just how much access I could have just by improving my credit, game over. It was a whole new ball game. Where I was raised in my family, when you get information, you have to share it. I was fortunate enough where I could work with different companies, whether it be private companies, civic groups, churches, whatever, where I could go in and give this type of message. And I understand, especially in today's society, it's not sexy. No. You know what's sexy now? Water, phones, and gadgets and stuff. That's sexy. This is not sexy, but it's very necessary.
Credit is a stint of all business.
And the essence of financial planning. And if you talk about anything with your finances, you got it with your credit. I'm very happy that I got my daughter. She's 28, and I know I don't look. I got a 28-year-old. The prune juice and the push-ups is working. But when I got started 16 years ago, my daughter was 12. I would bring her on my appointments with me. My daughter now has a 760 credit score. I said, wow, you've done very well. She said, well, Dad, you've been talking about this practically all my life, so I just basically follow everything you said. That's just one person to another. Now, my parents had terrible credit, and guess what? Their son had terrible credit. I'm so glad we're breaking the chains. How many more chains do we need to break out there with our families? It's so necessary. And that's why I do what I do just with passion. Now, meeting you, that was just one of those things. That was just a blessing, because I met you at a credit presentation. I remember the first time I met you, you looked at me like, well, who are you? And I was like, I looked back at you, and I was like, well, who are you? But you look like, see that look right at you, like you don't know me? Like, if you don't know me, how much credit could you possibly have? What I was talking about credit. And what was amazing is that there were like 30 people in that room. Nobody really listened to me, okay? But you, the only person really honed in on what I was saying. And you're saying, oh, wow, okay, he provides this type of a service. I can leverage myself. And you said the sexiest thing that a woman has ever said to me. I want you to know that. You said, Mr. Moore, come to my office tomorrow, I'll give you a check. But what that meant was, I believe in what you're saying and I want to get involved. Now, I didn't know the day that I met you that we were going to be married. But the key thing is that just a little change on the type of thing we've done when I met you. Now, X amount of years later, look what we're doing. Look at this. You live fiscally fabulous.
Changing lives, generational wealth zone, building generational wealth, breaking the chains of generational poverty, one business at a time.
I hear that. And one of the things I appreciate, if I can just quote things, Bruce Lee, one of my favorite, action figures back in the day, he said, that I can reach more people doing a movie as opposed to opening up dojos. Well, I think I can reach more people doing shows like this. And the fact that I could do it with my wife, oh, what a blessing. You know, I can reach more people with this type of background and venue. So I really appreciate the fact that you have me on here, that we having this type of conversation. What's so cool about it is that we talk about this all the time. So it's not even like it's a big deal or something else. It's over. You know, you just talk. Here we go, just having a conversation.
I love it. And it's my favorite topic. You know, building wealth, growing legacies, right? Changing lives. And we do that through finances, real estate, business, legal. All of this is sexy to me. And I'm just really excited that we get to share this with the world.
Yes.
And I get to do it together. So I am so excited. We're definitely going to continue this conversation. But right now, we are definitely having this conversation about personal credit, lifestyle living, and growing wealth through your personal credit as an asset. But right now, we have to take a break.
So much has changed in the world, and reasons for legal counsel are many. With the law offices of Teresa R. Martin, PC, you walk in looking for solutions, but when you walk out with a growth mission and a support network. Get an attorney in real estate and business who knows and understands how to eliminate debt. Teresa has built an empire designed to grow businesses and strengthen communities. martinlegal.com.
Welcome back to Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle with Dr. Teresa Martin. And I had a wonderful time talking to Coach William Moore about all things lifestyle, all things personal credit. Coach Moore, please share with the audience how they can reach out to you, and please leave us with some nuggets.
Absolutely. You can reach me on my website. It's coachwilliammoore.com. Once again, that's coachwilliammoore.com. You can also reach me on my YouTube page. You can just hashtag Coach Moore. One of the things I'd like to share is that you are afforded a credit report. You can go to annualcreditreport.com. Once again, annualcreditreport.com, where you can actually look at your credit report. You want to look at what's on Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, because those are the three CRAs that actually work with that. And just get an idea of what's on your credit report. The score really doesn't matter that much. It's really what's on your report. So make sure you know what's on your report, and then actually start dealing with it. You may see some inconsistencies, things that are outdated that shouldn't be on your report. Remember I told you it's your credit score that actually defines you? What if you're being defined by the wrong information? So you really should know. And just understand this. It's going to take some time. But just understand what Coach Moore is saying. Fast don't last. Slow is for show. Take your time, understand it, and then you'll be able to make some changes.
Well, thank you so much. We will be back after this short break.
Welcome to RIA NYC, where eager to learn entrepreneurs become wealthy and happy to teach investors. When life gives you lemons, draft a business plan. Call your girls and build an empire of lemon-inspired beverages. Because a real investor understands that in these times, you have to have more than one gig. It's not simply lemonade anymore, boss ladies. Nothing happens until you decide to change your life. But when you do, make more than just lemonade. Oh, and do it in great company. Call us today and build your empire.
Well, that was some great information, and we had a fantastic time. But I want you to know that fast don't last, but slow is for show. You want to make sure you tune in next week for another episode of Fiscally Fabulous Lifestyle.
This has been Fiscally Fabulous with Dr. Teresa R. Martin, Esquire. If you would like to learn more on how you can build generational wealth and leave a lasting legacy, go to www.enjoyyourlegacy.com and be sure to subscribe. Thank you for listening. Until next time.